The ocean's lost song.
The morning sea shone softly, warm and bright. Golden light fell through the water. Like rain, Lumi floated in the glow and listened carefully. No deep whale song came, only quiet water. Her small heart trembled. Something felt wrong. Lumi swam to a shell's bed on the sand. She tapped one pink shell gently with her tail. Ding, came the tiny sound. Then nothing more. The echo felt lonely in the still water. Her worry slowly began to grow. Lumi hurried to Crabby Uncle on his rock. He usually joked and clapped with happy claws. Today he only sighed and drooped down. Even my claws can't dance today, he said. Lumi's belly tightened with quiet fear. Lumi rested against the coral wall, very still. The colors around her looked dull, not bright. She watched tiny dust in the water slowly fall. Her chest felt tight. Her tail barely moved. Is the ocean getting sick? She wondered. Suddenly, a silver dolphin zoomed in beside her. Kai burst through the water with a huge splash. Bubbles followed his tail, like a white trail. The splash was so strong, it startled Lumi. For a moment, she thought it was raining underwater. Kai slowed down and floated near Lumi. Lumi, did you hear the whale's song? He asked. She shook her head softly, eyes looking down. No, only silence, nothing at all, she said. Both friends listened again, but the sea stayed quiet. Kai tried to joke, to cheer her up. He spun in a wobbly circle, tail splashing hard. How can I dance without music? He cried. I'll look like a lost sea cucumber out here. Lumi giggled softly, even with worry inside. Lumi's smile stayed, but her eyes were serious. We can't just float here, doing nothing, she said. Kai nodded slowly, bubbles rising from his mouth. Let's follow the quiet and find the song. Together they turned toward the deeper sea. They reached the seaweed forest, usually full of motion. Today every long leaf hung down, heavy and still. Nothing swayed with the water, not even a little. The quiet here felt heavier than the sea itself. Lumi and Kai moved slowly between the dark leaves. Lumi wanted to cheer the forest just a bit. She blew a line of bubbles toward the seaweed. The bubbles missed and stuck to Kai's face instead. They made a funny round mustache over his mouth. Lumi laughed softly, and Kai pretended to be grumpy. Farther on, they swam into Coral Valley. Once it glowed with bright reds, oranges and pinks. Now the colors looked dim, like late evening. Small fish hid in cracks, afraid to make noise. The whole valley felt nervous and very small. A tiny clownfish peeked out from a coral cave. Its eyes were wet and its fins shook. We can't hear the whale song. Everything feels lost, it said. Lumi's heart hurt gently for the little fish. Kai watched quietly, letting her speak first. Lumi floated closer and touched its fin. Her voice stayed soft, but also strong and steady. It's okay, she said. We'll find what happened. Kai gave a slow nod, standing behind her like support. The clownfish sniffed once and managed a tiny smile. They left the valley and swam even deeper. The blue water turned grey, then almost black. Fine dark pieces floated everywhere, like dust. The light above them grew thin and cold. The sea began to feel heavy and deeply sad. Kai stopped suddenly and stepped back a little. "The water's gone bad. It's dangerous," he said. Lumi felt fear rise, but stayed near him. They both searched the darkness for any safe path. They knew they must be careful with every move. Through the murky water, they saw a huge shape. An old whale lay there, half covered in gloom. Thick, dirty clouds curled around him, holding him down. He looked tired and weak, as if the dark was chains. Lumi and Kai froze, shocked and afraid. The whale slowly opened one heavy eye toward them. "Little ones, why have you come here?" he whispered. His voice sounded rough, like stones on sand. Lumi's tail shook gently, but she did not swim away. Kai stayed close beside her, watching every shadow. Lumi took a slow breath and moved closer. "We could not hear your song anymore," she said. "The whole ocean feels wrong without it. So we followed the silence and came to find you." Her voice was quiet, but full of brave care. The whale closed his eyes, then opened them again. "It's not that I won't sing," he sighed slowly. "The water here is poisoned. My voice cannot travel." His words hung in the dark, heavy and sad. Lumi and Kai felt anger and deep concern. Kai's eyes grew bright, even in the gloom. "We'll help you," he said, voice firm but gentle. "We'll find a clean path and guide you out." Lumi nodded quickly, her fear now mixed with hope. Two small friends faced one huge problem together. They swam ahead of the whale into the murk. The dark water twisted around them like a maze. Sometimes a path looked open, then closed again. Lumi and Kai stayed close, tails almost touching. Behind them, the whale followed slowly, trusting their lead. In the grey water, Kai did not see a rock. He bumped it hard, and bubbles burst everywhere. Small fish jumped from cracks, thinking it was danger. Kai rubbed his head, eyes half closed in pain. Lumi covered her mouth, trying not to laugh. Lumi's giggle finally escaped, soft but real. "Kai, that sound could join the whale choir," she teased. Kai tried to look upset, but soon smiled too. The dark water felt lighter. For a short moment, even the whale seemed calmer, moving a bit easier. They reached a deep crack, almost covered in shadow. Most of the water was dark, but not all. Lumi saw a thin silver stream, shining softly inside. It moved like clean rain, cutting through the dirt. Her eyes widened, hope blooming in her chest. Lumi swam to the silver stream and touched it. She flicked her tail gently, sending ripples along it. The clean water brightened like a tiny glowing road. Dirty clouds pulled back a little from its sides. Kai watched in wonder, feeling new courage grow. Kai rushed back to the whale, heart beating fast. "Come with us," he said, voice clear and strong. "We found a safe stream that can carry you out." The whale's great eyes softened. With a spark of hope, slowly he turned his body toward their tiny road. The whale followed the silver path, step by step. Each move was heavy and shook the seafloor. Lumi and Kai swam ahead, checking every turn. The water slowly changed, from grey to pale blue. The dirty clouds behind them grew smaller and smaller. At last, a thick, dark wall blocked their way. Kai took a deep breath and slapped his tail. A strong wave rushed forward, tearing a gap open. Lumi darted through the gap, guiding the whale along. Bright, clean water poured in, washing over them all. Now they were fully outside in clear blue sea. Golden light fell in wide beams all around them. The whale lifted his head and breathed deeply. Then his song rose up, strong and beautiful again. Sound waves shimmered through the water, touching every shore. Lumi and Kai floated quietly, side by side. Seaweed danced again below them. Coral glowed softly. Fish moved in bright circles around their tails. "The ocean is singing again," Kai whispered. Lumi listened, then nodded with a calm smile. "We promise to protect it, so it can sing."
Hey, welcome back, sleepy friend. The story has settled now, like soft light sinking into quiet water. You're here again, with me, in this little midnight space. No rush, no weight on your shoulders, just the soft, slow feeling that stories leave behind. I like this moment, when the adventure ends and the night becomes calm again. You can breathe a little easier now. Let the room grow quieter. Let your body grow heavier. And let the rest of the world wait for you till morning. You made it back. I'm glad you're here. Let's just drift a little together. You know, there's something gentle about this story tonight. Not the big moments, not the dark water, not even the brave parts. What stays with me is how small voices can still make the ocean sing again. A little promise, a little kindness, and suddenly the whole sea remembers how to breathe. I like that thought. That even when things feel heavy, even when silence grows too big, someone, somewhere, might be swimming towards you with a little light. Maybe that's the quiet truth for tonight. That small hearts can still carry big hope. So if your day felt long, or if something inside you feels heavy, you can let this story remind you that you don't have to fix everything alone. Sometimes someone swims beside you. Sometimes you are that someone for another. Soft thoughts, quiet courage, tiny steps. All of it is enough, more than enough. You know, a few little words stayed with me tonight, floating around like slow bubbles. One word is silence, such a small sound for something that feels so big. Silence can be scary, but sometimes it's just the world taking a breath before something good returns. Another word drifting in my mind is spark. I love that one. A spark is tiny, but it changes everything. Kind of like when you say, "I'm not sleepy," and then 2 minutes later, you're melting into your pillow. And then there's brave. It doesn't always look loud. Sometimes brave is quiet, like a soft heart moving forward one little moment at a time. These words feel different at night, softer, warmer, like they're whispering to you instead of talking. Let them stay with you if you want. No pressure, just little companions for the rest of your night. So now, as your eyes grow heavier and the room grows calm, you can let the story rest. You can let yourself rest too. No need to hold anything tightly. Not right now. The night is wide and quiet and kind. And if you feel like staying a bit longer, I'll stay with you. In the soft blue quiet, here comes our gentle closing. Just let it wash over you like warm tide. And if you'd like to stay a little longer, the music will gently continue for you. You can just rest here. No rush, no expectations, just a quiet space to breathe and be. This is English Spark, keeping the night soft for you.